This is Top Hat.
And I'm Beanie.
And we are the Dapper Bros.
No, I'm fine with that. I think there's an extra life over here. Nope, once you get it, it's gone. Anyway, I need to leave the artisans and go to peacekeepers. No, this isn't the right way. It's over here, actually. Here's the bird! Yeah! Okay. Let me try to redo this. Okay. I want to load it on my phone right now.
I'm trying to do that too.
Let's see if it's actually streaming at all.
Well, I got it over here and just.
Oh!
Way to go.
Okay.
Wow! I see you've been busy rescuing dragons. You may travel to the Peacekeepers.
I know I
when you're
can.
ready
There
to
we are.
go.
Okay.
And there we are.
Hey, you got it working?
I mean, I think I'm gonna go through. Yeah, there we are.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go ahead and redo this one. I have to do it. Whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
so let's go to peacekeepers right now.
Yeah. Here, I'll
Boom! That's what I like to hear. Oh, I can't do all the stupid stuff I was doing earlier. Oh well. It just seems like they've updated like everything. Oh, okay, I see. Nice, nice, nice!
copy link.
I see myself! Yay! Okay.
Yeah.
So the link copied, and I'll send it to this to
And now to open this thing loudly on stream.
Nicely done!
Hello, people.
Now this... We love you. No!
Delicious, crisp.
We're not getting a sign-in for that. Let me see here. Ooh,
Welcome to Peacekeepers.
I want to play a game as him.
Our treasure has been
Yeah.
stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
The other thing I like about Spyro is that the whole concept of the game makes sense. He's a dragon. They hoard treasure, so it makes sense that you're constantly trying to collect treasure and everything. By the way, this world is awesome.
Okay, it looks all sandy.
It actually didn't look sandy earlier. This one just looked like muddy and everything. This was originally on the PlayStation 1, so this is like jump from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 4. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything, like all these cannons, you can use. So
Dude,
like,
neat.
like
I like it.
actually go this way.
Wait,
Oh,
do you like breathe fire on it or something?
yeah, you light the cannon
Let me see.
and take out that guy.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
I didn't quite catch that, and I'm like, how did he do that without the little fire stick? And I'm like, dragon. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, they do still moon you, ha! I love it. Alright, and the rule of thumb, of course, is to get every gem and dragon beforehand in the world, and then I go and do it. You know I can murder all of you. Why are you standing there? It's just the confidence of these guys that cracks me up. Like, we're not gonna immediately die. Oh, I love this. Oh, I've been waiting to do this joke for a while. Yeah, tell me this isn't gonna be put on every single stream right now. Reignited and it feels so good! Reignited and you understood! Woo! Love it! See, I want this one. Oh yeah, I expected that joke to be done 800 times already. What the fuck?
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that voice should not be coming out of that body.
Make sure to
I see
keep
like a
strong by
you see this double blubber? I love him. Okay, time to murder everything. Let's see here. Oh, check that. No. Okay, I found the gross stuff. The other thing is that, yeah, you use the cannons for specific things in the world too, which is awesome. So like you see his treasure chest, nothing you can do about it. And, but these these guys can totally do it. I'm gonna. Oh, I didn't take damage there. So now I gotta go around. And skadoosh. That's like my favorite thing to say.
Every time I hear that, I just think of that battleship guy in Wind Waker.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm quoting Kung Fu Panda when I say it.
Huh?
I'm quoting Kung Fu Panda when I say it. The skadoosh. That's what I always do. I have a secret love for Jack Black that is very, very homosexual. Now,
Okay then.
going down.
So you like big guys?
Oh, you sick fuck! No. Oh god. No. I just want to be in a Kyle Gass and Jack Black sandwich. I think that's every metalhead's dream, really, though. So can I? Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that. That's actually a skill point. I'll work on that. Skill points are a thing in this game where if you flame certain things, it'll be like, "Grr!" and you can get stupid stuff. So I think if you flame every cactus in the world, you get something. There's like a bunch of them, though.
Huh.
And some of them work and some of them don't. And, hey, it didn't. Never mind, not a skill point because it immediately went back to normal. Oh well. Maybe that's just in the third game. I can't remember.
What's the name
I
of
wonder
this
if that's
world?
a target.
Nah, can't be. What's the name of this world?
This one is Peacekeepers, and it's a war-torn area.
Hilarious.
I love it. Not like we were just talking about political things, winkety wink wink. Sure. God, it got weird too. Sure. There we go. Currently in Peacekeepers. Fuck. Everyone's. The thing I heard about the game was that there was going to be a combination of both. Wow, that was really easy. That there was going to be a combination of both like the original music and new music, but all the music I've been hearing has been like old. So, I don't know if there's. Let me check to see if that's an option. Oh my god! I did change to the original music. Hey! Gunnar! Damn! Look at this guy.
Spyro, keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
This guy's spooky looking. Look at him. Spiky
Just
teeth,
toast
one eye.
those enemies and collect the treasure.
Wait, one eye?
Yeah, he has an eye patch.
Gotcha. I was seeing it on this.
Here, I can
found
replay
treasure.
dragons.
Nah, that's fine.
Hi, Spyro.
Oh, you sure? All right.
I'm probably gonna. I don't know.
I can go back to him. It's not a big deal. Well, I can't right now because I'm about to go to a secret, but that's beside the point. No! Okay.
A secret.
Well, I messed up. I can't go to the secret now. You jinxed it! Now. So, you're a goddamn fraud. I was just talking to someone about that. I've been trying to get, like God and, like Jesus out of my, dialect. And trying to, like, talk, like, say other things. And, I said it's impossible because I think religion's so ingrained in our society that it just kind of infused with our,
I see that.
language. So, I've been trying to say, like, Dear Odin or something, but the one thing I can never get away from is God damn it, because it's so fucking funny to me. Every time I hear, like, ah, God damn it, it's just funny.
I think that, like, Odin would be more controversial.
Really? Why?
Because,
Well, Odin was a dick, I'll give you that.
well, no, it's because, well, religion is so ingrained in our society that, oh, you're worshipping one of those false gods.
Pagan, get it right. Well, I'd be like saying, like saying, like, Zeus, damn it. It just doesn't have, I just like the God thing. But it just cracks me up that, like, the, correct me if I'm wrong, the Christian or what is the proper term for the, Christian idea of God?
Monotheistic?
Monotheistic, I guess that would be one way of putting it. But, like,
I mean-
there isn't, like, a, besides, like, Allah, I suppose, there's no, like, true name. It's just God. But, like, there's Greek gods.
I mean, there's...
all kinds
Okay,
of gods.
one, Allah isn't a name of... isn't his name. That is a, oh god. It is a
Oh, God.
different language. Arabic? yeah, they were Arabic word for God.
I always thought Jesus was kind of like the other name for it. Like, I once said...
Jesus is Jesus in Spanish.
Really? No, I'm sorry. What did I say earlier?
There's Jehovah, there's
That was-
Yahweh.
I forgot about Yahweh. Damn, there are a bunch of them. I lost my touch!
Okay, so I remember
There's like 2 gems I'm missing.
there's a fun instance wherein someone mentioned that
There it is.
someone was trying to say that Yahweh was hot. And they said Yahweh.
Yahweh. This one's actually really
Yahweh is hot, and I'm like, really?
Sound
That-
right.
That's what you want to say?
Oh, it's dumb. It's really dumb.
I guess that he is all powerful and can make you come to your knees.
Jesus Christ!
No, that's his son.
That's the only one I can't get over. Saying Jesus Christ is so much fun.
I get it.
This is another one that I always like get to the very end and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a whole other part of it that I forgot. And murder you. Murder. And murder. Murder. The fun part about these games is that I can run through all of these levels in like a couple seconds. If you're really trying, like not collecting anything. And the end of the level is right there.
I just had a terrible thought.
I usually have those all the time.
Imagine, like, your kid has an issue with, your hypothetical kid has an issue with, saying,
My baby?
using the Lord's name in vain.
So like he has a problem.
Yeah, so imagine that, and, like, again, going with hypotheticals, you're devoutly religious.
Alright.
And so you're trying to figure out a way to stop this or make it so that he's not using it in vain. And so, or he or she, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the punishment of sorts is, oh, you can't use the Lord's name in vain, so you better finish that prayer. Because if it's part of an actual prayer, you're not using the Lord's name in vain. You're actually calling upon the Lord for assistance or for guidance or
This got weird,
etc.
Doug.
So, like, you fail at a video game. Oh God, hey, you better finish that prayer. Oh God, please grant me the skill.
Oh, I get it. That's dumb. God damn it. You're... How would you make a prayer out of God damn it? You're already damning God.
God damn it. What is he damning?
God damn my enemies! Damn them all!
Damn my lack of skill, that I may grow stronger and fortitude. What?
is
Fortified.
Fortify the Lord! Conan? Yes! He better be... Missed opportunity. You could have given him red hair.
Spyro.
I
Like,
feel like he should have been late.
50% of them just say, thank you for releasing me. I swear to God, I've seen these guys so many times. Come on.
But no, like, could you imagine that?
God, that sounds like saying, finish your prayer. I can imagine a super conservative, like, soccer mom saying that.
Yeah, like,
It would actually be a really progressive way of saying that, actually, to, like, try to get them to stop doing it. Like, it's kind of a sweet way instead of just being like, hey, you little shit, stop taking the Lord's name in vain! Like, it's being a little nicer, I will admit that, but being someone that's pretty anti-religion, I'm gonna be like, it's all bad.
oh God, I get that. But at the same time, if your concern is really taking the Lord's name in vain, then rather than telling them not to take the Lord's name in vain, you teach them how it should be used and how versatile prayer is.
I did not expect to be talking about prayer while playing Spyro. I'm gonna admit that one. I expected to talk about, like, dragons and mythical shit.
I mean, one of the things that I find most interesting is
The thing I find most interesting about the most erotic part of what did Zap Brannigan say? It's I find that the most erotic part about the woman is the boobies. Just the way you say it.
Anyway, one of the interesting things about religion, or rather, one of the things that I found interesting is prayer, in that churches teach it, but at the same time really don't teach it. They teach the importance of prayer, they tell you that you should be doing it, etc., but they don't really teach you how to. And it's a lot of platitudes of, oh, it's easy, you just talk to God, and it's like...
Well, the whole idea of prayer is to kind of open up a context. It's kind of open up like
a channel, a dialogue.
Well, yeah, the whole idea is to kind of have an inner dialogue and to kind of get all of your shit out and to like express your problems and to talk to a thing that is stronger and better than you that could probably explain it a little better. And the whole idea is just kind of, it's really just psychology for kind of keeping people in line. That's how I always viewed it.
Well,
because for me, religion is a way to control people. That's all it is. It's a way to get money and control people. I understand you have different views, buddy, but when you have a big psychopath that just wants to rape and murder everything, and you say that there's an all-powerful God that will put him in torture forevermore, he's not going to rape and murder everyone. That's kind of nice. So it's a way of, it's kind of a thought police thing. So that's what prayer started out as.
A little bit?
Yeah.
But again, I don't know.
I understand that I'm crapping on your whole theory, but I had to. But please continue.
It has more to do with the fact that, like, it's not just thought police. Like, yeah, there's some of that, but at the same time, there are actual...
Is that you, Spyro?
It is actually striving
I've been hearing
towards
so much about.
being better. Being better than the mere human flesh bags that we are.
I forget.
I like that you're going back to Futurama references. I deeply appreciate it.
I actually was not going for Futurama reference.
Oh, that is 100% a Bender quote. Oh, meatbag, that was it. Sorry, meatbag is where it is.
But yeah, blah.
We are just gross flesh bags. That is the thing that also kind of got to me with Christianity. It is the most depressing religion.
What do you mean?
Because everything is like, well, you didn't do that. All glory to God. Like, you aren't amazing. God's amazing. You couldn't do that. And then, like, it's, well, I don't matter, because this life doesn't matter. Because the Lord is going to provide me with, mansions in the sky or whatever when we die, of course. And there's hundreds of these things that kind of go against, I got hurt. That kind of go against.
And I mean, it's comforting to know that the shittiness that you experience now isn't going to be everything, but at the same time, it's depressing, as you're saying, to know
that everything we're doing here doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's what I.
That
that's
all the good that is happening is just temporary. It'll fade away to the next life, and you shouldn't be sad because it'll be so much better than you can even imagine.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I don't care. I'd like to experience now, and I'd like to enjoy now.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I kind of went to like atheism, because I love the idea of right now, and I don't want to. Like, after I die, that's all I want. I'm good with this.
I find it rather morbid. Work. Yeah, I don't think so either. But go ahead. Go for it.
I also don't have a key, and there's a thing over there, so I'm gonna keep exploring.
Oh,
hello.
Shoot, what was I saying?
We're arguing about religion inside of a church, which is really bizarre. Oh, I love it.
But shoot.
You were talking about like this life and everything. And
it's. Oh, there we are. Christianity, at least the in vogue, popular interpretation of Christianity, is really incredibly morbid, actually, because it feels like everyone has their mind on the next life, on where they're going after they die, so much so that they aren't focused on now and the realities of what's going on here.
All you hear is thoughts and prayers. No one actually cares, though.
Oh wow, that is incredibly loaded.
It's true, though. It's always
that
thoughts
phrase
and prayers.
is incredibly loaded.
Sorry, that's kind of... We were talking about a lot of, like, really deep, depressing stuff earlier. Like, when it comes to, like, all the horrible tragedies that have been happening. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to have a discussion while I'm playing Spyro! But that's also kind of... I love throwing that phrase in there. How do you feel about that phrase just as a whole? Just
Thoughts and
thrown
prayers?
around. Yeah. Like, kind of... Not like the...
I think it's an insult to our intellect and our spiritual lives, because if anyone ever actually spent the time to think about it and to pray on it and to review scriptures on it, I firmly believe that there would be a lot more done. But instead we see a lot of knee-jerk defensive arguments.
What's the most common knee-jerk defensive argument with the whole thoughts and prayers thing?
What do you mean?
Well, do you think that... oh, I finally got to it! Yes! Do you think that people defend it? Like, say that, well, I'm helping. I'm giving my thoughts and prayers. That's important. Or do you...
Incredible
No,
glide, Spyro.
I've never...
Damn right I'm incredible.
Forever with those ugly vultures
I've
stuck in my head.
never
Those
seen
birds
that.
might look tough.
You've never seen someone, like, completely fallen into the idea of, like, the thoughts and prayers idea and just, like, jump into that.
I've never seen someone think that they're
That was, like,
genuinely
helping?
At least,
Yeah, that's what I
no one
meant.
that's really seriously claimed it that I have observed.
I would be interested to see people that, like... Well, I think the big one would be, like, any kind of social media. Like, all social media is full of that kind of stuff, especially, like, Facebook and stuff. Like, everything is thoughts and prayers. Everything is...
I would say that there are those who are helping by talking about it.
Yeah, and then opening up a dialogue is very helpful.
Exactly, and so, like, I discuss, like... One of the things that happens when I... So, in case anyone hasn't figured it out yet, I'm a raging liberal.
It's hilarious, usually.
But, so I'm for gun control. I'm not against the Second Amendment, but I am for gun control. But one of the things that happens each and every time when a gun tragedy happens, a mass shooting, whatever happens, I do try to, like, post things on people's comments about it. Like, okay, so
It's impossible to keep track of everything, though.
what is your, like, what are your solutions? What do we do to solve this? Because at this point, I don't even care about necessarily how. I'd just like to try something. And, like, at this point, I think that one of the worst things to do would be to arm all the teachers, for instance.
Has that ever been discussed?
It has been discussed. When Parkland happened...
Work. Please work. Please work. Yeah!
When the Parkland shootings happened, that was one of the very big conservative talking points was, well...
We need more guns!
Yeah, and that's pretty much always the answer is, if there was someone, they're armed, then this wouldn't have happened. It would have stopped before people would have gotten hurt.
Okay, we good. Now we exit the level and we go to another one.
And so, I as much as I don't think that that's a good idea, because more guns essentially is packing more gunpowder in a powder keg, and hoping that it doesn't explode. It's... It would be something. It would be trying something. And unfortunately, we've just gotten to a very callous point where we just don't want to even try, because we're just so numb at this point. We don't want to really face ourselves.
That's what everything is. Everything is escapism now, man.
Yep.
Like, every single time that... Hell, this is my childhood reincarnated. I am, like, I jump into this... Wow, he went really high up in the air. I have not seen that before. Anyway, like, everything right now is escapism. Everything is we need to have some kind of distraction from the world we're living in right now.
I genuinely think that is one of the big things with Netflix and binge watching.
Oh my god, I spent 2 days watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and a small part of me regrets it, and another part of me doesn't regret it fucking now.
I
God, I love those
I
movies.
binged through The Office and Parks and Rec because my pastor like loves both of those, and so I watched them. And like I just tore through them, and like pretty much any of my spare time was me laying down with a tablet watching it.
Now, here's the question.
After both of them, after each one of them, I kind of felt a little sick.
Yeah, because you spent all that time just sitting there not doing anything. Now, here's the question. Is that unhealthy behavior?
Definitely.
Like, you feel that, like, sitting down for, like, 4 or 5 hours, not moving, and just watching a TV show over and over again?
I don't even think it's the not moving.
Really?
I think it's the,
So if you were, like, if I was on a treadmill watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine for 4 hours straight, that's fine. I mean, that would be the same as just sitting there in a dark room.
It wouldn't be the same. Like, you wouldn't have the same physical issues, but I think it's definitely not mentally healthy.
That's a good point.
How's a
Because
dragon supposed to flame
you're not
metal armor
really,
anyway?
once again talking, you're not experiencing anything, you're just...
I mean, you are experiencing things, but at the same time, it's just... you're mainlining a bunch of low attention span media. And yeah, some of them have like story arcs and everything, which is what keeps you going from one episode to the next.
Oh yeah, big time.
But at the same time, that's really kind of secondary to the one episode flip.
Oh yeah. Well, that we're usually used to. Like, I think TV has evolved immensely at this point. That like, whenever someone tells me about a new show, I don't ask like, I don't ask how many seasons, I don't ask anything. All I ask is, where can I watch it? Because I don't watch TV anymore. I watch, like, YouTube, Hulu, Netflix. Like, these are the things that I watch now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have TV anymore. And it's a bizarre experience that it evolved in our lifetimes. Before, it was like, you had to watch all this stuff.
I remember making the mistake of learning how to program each and every one of our VCRs. And so, I got to be the person, because I knew how each and every VCR worked, I got to be the person to program VCRs to catch each and every show that my family watched, so that, and to manage all the blank videotapes that we recorded them onto, and figure out who needed to watch what, when, which tapes were available for recording new content onto, at what points are they available, etc., etc. It was a nightmare. I stopped watching TV for like 4 years because of it. Because just not even having to worry about me.
I think that I missed an entire era of it. Like, when it came to like DVR or like TiVo. I have never once owned a TiVo. I never did anything with it, and it like completely escaped me. And I'm kind of okay with that.
I kind of did too, except I also didn't. I haven't had TiVo, but I've had with Time Warner Cable. Now Spectrum.
Yeah.
I've had a DVR there that I learned to program, but at the same time, it's just like, eh.
I've had things on demand before, but that's still pretty much like Netflixy.
Yeah, that was Netflix before Netflix.
Yeah, really.
Honestly.
Well,
And it was just something that wasn't really well advertised. It's a terrible system. Like, honestly, if they wanted to, they could have really made a good system.
I fucking love Netflix.
Netflix could never have competed with if they had set it up well, and they just didn't.
Well, it's because no one foresaw what was going to happen. like the development of technology and how people watch. Like nowadays, like no one would have saw that instead of like watching an episode then waiting a week, people want to see a whole season in one sitting.
Well,
That is a foreign concept to a lot of people still.
Well, actually, it has a lot more to do with the cable boxes, honestly, because the cable boxes are such terrible technology, and it's pretty much a monopoly.
Yeah. It's disturbing. So
And
no
I'm not
one
even
wants to
talking
deal with
about
it anymore.
I'm not even talking about the cable company monopoly. I'm talking about the cable box manufacturing and design monopoly, which is even more consolidated.
Jesus.
That's why, like, if you get a cable box and like you hit the TV guide thing, like you can wait a full second or 3 for it to pop up.
It's weird looking.
You can get to almost
Yeah,
anywhere
that
from
looks
here.
very evil.
If I were you,
Right?
I'd
I
use
do
that
love how they
whirlwind over
redesigned
there.
every dragon. In the original game, every dragon looked very bland. They had like different colors and stuff, but there wasn't like.
I don't think I've seen the same dragon twice.
Every single dragon has a different thing about them, which I think is unique and fun. But it kind of, you know what? I can't even shit on that. Like I really enjoy that. I think there's really no negative side of that.
I tried. I really
I tried to shit on it. I tried to shit on my
but you know what?
game.
It's just fantastic.
I'm trying to find a reason to still love the original ones, which I always will. I'll probably keep going back to the original ones actually. But I haven't really found anything in this that's like, oh, I hate they did that and oh, they ruined it. Like, no. The only thing that I really say that looked awful was some of the redesigns in the later ones. This first one looks great. But like, there's this one fawn chick that when I saw her redesign, I was like, what? I didn't like that. And I think there was like one other one that was kind of, I didn't like. Oh, a kangaroo.
You definitely weren't fawning over it.
That hurt. That hurt my brain.
You gonna be okay, man?
No. Now. There's another one. There's a kangaroo in the game that she originally was just a kangaroo. Like, it just looked like a kangaroo. Nothing that one. And this one, they gave her like hair and like a jacket and like a bunch of other stuff. And haven't seen any fan art because I don't want to know where that goes. Because the furry community is really into Spyro, and I've avoided it. I don't look into it.
The furry community is strong with this. Why would it be so strong with Spyro?
It's anthropomorphic.
He's scaly, not furry.
Shut up. It's fucking. I understand this is more our shark tits and less our the other one, but still, it's
I'm
there.
Confused, and
You really should be confused. I was very confused when I discovered that subreddit.
was it the most confused boner you've ever had?
No, that was
I
our
don't wanna know.
that was our confused boners. That's beside the point. I'm still working through a lot of my confused boners at the moment. Anyway, so I need.
Why is that one hot? Oh, it's because
Ah!
you're confused, and I learned a little bit more about myself.
I now understand. That explains so much. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Did I actually say something on it? It says snakes.
Snakes.
I love it. I miss the headbutt. I wanted to headbutt that. I can't. I need to go over here. There's so much shit I need to do. This one is just really tedious. I like this level, but at the same time, this one's a little like meh.
We supposedly have 2 viewers right now. One of which would be me.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
We have someone watching?
maybe.
Good gravy. That's weird.
I know, right?
Let me see here. I think one of my friends is definitely watching. Let me see here. Are you watching Dick Bag? Send. Now.
Do you have the page loaded on in the background?
No. I
Okay,
think
good.
I took that down. I might have to reload it. Okay, I need to get over there. Come on. Yeah, buddy. Alright, this is one of the few games I'm like really OCD with, so this is definitely one I'm gonna be getting home. I'm hoping that I can get to, there's a really weird level that's like, there's like fairies that like, there's fairies and witches, and some of the fairies kiss you to give you a power. It's bizarre, and I love it. Because I want them fairy smooches.
I mean, if fairy kissed me, I'd probably get the power of growth.
Definitely.
At least limited.
Anyway, so damn it! Your dick joke made me laugh too hard, dog. I love this.
Reignited.
And it feels so good.
God, dude.
You knew that was coming.
Yeah, but is it too much to ask that you actually have some sort of semblance of tune?
Dude, I could. I was singing earlier. We actually just remodeled our floor, and now we have an 18-foot ceiling that has hardwood flooring, so it's really echoey. So I've just been like recording my voice singing shit and sending it to people. Because I'm like, it's so echoey, I love it!
Oh my god, you are the most annoying friend, apparently.
Okay, he hasn't responded just yet. No, I actually sent that to your... I can't remember what she is to you.
Half-sister?
That was it, yeah. I sent that to her, and then to my real sister, I sent another recording of me singing shit. Because I was like, hey, sister, say something that you say a song we both know. And she was like, I don't know, Killers. I was like, okay, I got this. And I started singing that shit. And apparently, I wasn't completely out of tune, so go fuck yourself.
I mean, okay, yeah, but you were now.
Very much so, but I'm purposely doing that. So,
Yeah, but...
Alright, okay.
Ow.
Where there's so many gems I'm missing. Let me see here. I got yeah. Yeah, now it's gonna be in your head for the next year. You're
Yeah,
welcome,
no, right?
Dougie. Serious there.
And then I'll forget it for a while, and then like you'll like casually mention it or something, and then it'll be back in my head, and then I will be reunited, and it feels so good.
I love it. Reunited, don't you understand? Can I get up there? Can I? I wanna get over there.
I'm gonna say
I wanna,
not from here.
I wanna do it.
I mean, I don't think so.
There's no other high point that's close enough to it. If there's
You
an
haven't
area,
found the right plant.
if there's okay, I really want to do this real quick. Anyway, if the whole with Spyro the Dragon, everything is about a trajectory. So you have to like be like, okay, that thing is really far away, but I'm higher than it, so I can glide to it easily. Or like that thing is close, but we're about the same level, so I can glide to it. Or that's there's a gem. It's like one, okay, two. There's like a bunch more that I'm missing. There's an entire area of this game I haven't found yet. I will find it. Oh yes, I will find it. Because I am that crazy. Damn it!
Because you've played this multiple times, supposedly, although I'm starting to doubt.
How quickly did I beat the first world?
Maybe that's the only
How
thing
quickly did I
played.
beat it, Doug? I'm just wanting.
About an hour.
But, oh, an hour. Oh, okay, all right. Just 1 hour. It took me to beat an entire world. That would probably take several hours for you. Once again, 100% of it.
Yeah, but from what I'm seeing, like that might be the only thing you could do.
Shut up. I got. Okay, this is
I'm sorry, that's sounding like a
fucking
yes.
the fucking guy. He said that this is the highest point. No, this is a different one. He was talking about gliding. Okay, the other guy said, the one over there said that was the highest point. So you can see everything from this world. I'm not seeing something. Okay, I already went over here, and the so that's not better. By the way, in the other games, if you push all the buttons, the LR, R2, and LR, R2, and L1, whatever. If you push all of them, sparks will point to any. No!
Oh, that was.
Hate this game!
I enjoyed that.
Okay. I'm gonna try one more time. If I die, I'm gonna go to a different world.
I enjoyed that immensely.
I know you did, you sick fuck. Now.
Oh, yes.
Is there a
Do it again.
Is there a thing? Okay, there's nothing. There's always like a little tiny crevice that's hidden because Insomniac is insane. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Insomniac, even though you had nothing to do with this Reignited Trilogy. Still love you. Is there anything? I need some help with 3D space, Doug. is there anything that you're seeing that you're like, go over there?
Excuse me. Let me put on my elven eyes.
Dear God. Don't ever call your classes elven eyes. Right. Is there a thing up there?
I recently pissed off a friend for dissing Lord of the Rings, and it was
That's a good
purely
way- that's a good way to
it
get your
was
head cut
purely to piss them off too.
Dude, people don't knock the Holy Trilogy, man. Like actually I call this the Holy Trinity. The Spyro 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
Do you want elfish eyes? Elven eyes? I
That
don't.
doesn't look like anything. I already got those. There's some little sneaky deakies here. Can't like these. I've killed every enemy. I think. What am I missing?
A life?
Well, that was lost long ago. But
Yeah, I know.
it doesn't look like there's anything over here. There's these little dudes, but they just get me.
It's terrifying. Pardon me.
You are pardoned. Now, those. Okay.
For what crime am I pardoned? I mean, thank
Cool
God.
I'm cool like that. You can get away with murder, man. It's got to be someone I hate though. Like,
Okay, good.
like we both have to equally hate them, and then I'll pardon you.
Equally?
Yes. Well, okay, I have to hate them too. And if you can like explain to me why they suck, then I'll be like, yeah, it's fine. You might be my new hitman.
Okay. Is my method of killing sitting on them?
The sitter. That's what-
I need you to babysit a client.
Oh my God! Oh my. Are you? No. No. Okay, there are more. It's just I'm an idiot when it comes to that little part. But come on, that was bullshit.
Come on.
There was. Wait. There's totally something behind there. There is something behind that thing. I found it. I found it. We can leave the level as soon as I'm done with this.
Sure.
I swear to God, I remember this. You hate me so much, man.
Oh yes, but that's unrelated.
Okay. Okay. There is totally a thing behind here. I guarantee it. See? Things! I just need to figure out how to get over there. Okay. There's a high gliding spot I think I can get to. I got this. This is Spyro, man. This is Spyro. This is how you 100% everything.
Okay.
Alright,
Over there. No, can you? Yes, that's
Oh, I can
exactly how you do
totally-
it.
Ah! I was actually over here before. Okay. So this should do it. I swear to God, if I die, lose my shit. Yay! Now we can leave this awful level. So much disappointment in this face. So much disappointment.
I thought you were a real gamer. That's why I got you in on this team. Now I know that I've been lied to.
Lies and slander! We're keeping you on shift. The shoes are delicious. Oh wow, that's a lot of dudes running through me. Okay.
Damn it, it's in my head. I hate you.
And it feels so good! Man! He's gonna be like one guy that's still working at the church, and he's gonna come down and be like, are you guys screaming Reunited? I was like, no!
2:40 in the morning.
I don't know. Sometimes there's a guy just kind of hanging out, chilling.
That's me.
Like a villain? Yeah, you are the villain. You would definitely be the evil one. Alright. Oh, it's awesome! It's like it's a thing.
An eclipse.
Yes! That I am totally...
Now here's the question: is it
Screenshot! Okay.
Is it a solar or lunar eclipse?
That is a... Oh, shit. Solar eclipse! Because the
Why?
sun is being eclipsed by the moon. See, I know my science and techno...
Wrong.
Shut up.
It's a total eclipse of the heart. Are you not familiar with the song?
I will find a place to bury your body where your family will never find. Ever. I need to keep killing old lizard ladies. Just let me do that, damn it.
Were you not amused?
I am not amused! What this?
Are you not entertained?
Do a dance! And murder you. Murder all the women, yes, that's what I do. No, stop it!
I read a story recently. Are you familiar with RPG horror stories, which is a subreddit?
No, I've never heard of this before.
It is it's interesting. It's pretty much a bunch of horror stories of like D&D and stuff. Like
Oh,
that.
okay, I gotcha.
Not yes, we did this campaign where Cthulhu was the main villain or stuff like that. But
That actually sounds awesome.
well, call it Cthulhu. But no, it's about how well this guy was terrible at role playing and made the entire group terrible to be part of.
So it's just like, shitty people, basically.
Mostly, and not even necessarily shitty people, or just not good for role playing.
I am. A lot of people think I'd be amazing at D&D. I tried.
Oh, dude, you would be.
I tried D&D one time. It was with a group of people that I don't really talk to anymore, and it was all right, but I had no idea what I was doing. 9 times out of 10, it's just kind of random. You just start like, roll for initiative, and then you gotta read a book, and then you gotta scroll through rules, and then you do a thing, and then...
I think that D&D is definitely overcomplicated.
It's difficult because I have no attention span whatsoever. So it's really hard for me to concentrate on anything.
It's very hard for anyone who's not familiar with tabletop role-playing games to get into it,
Dude,
because there's just a
this
lot of
guy's
things
straight
that
up.
are...
This guy's straight up knuckle dreads.
There's a lot of things that are like interconnected, and it's a huge shame because it can be really fun.
Oh yeah, there are a
But
lot
then-
of cool moments.
But then it's like, okay,
By the way,
now
this
I have
is
to,
another boss.
Now I have to remember to add my...
And then you
And then-
hit his butt. Hit that sweet butt. I like that butt.
But yeah,
Coming
it's
for your
just
butt.
a lot of stuff.
Wait. Gems.
I'm actually seeing if I can plan out an event at the church where we do a
Dungeons and Dragons at a church? Have you gone mad?
Yes.
Sorry, I had to do that.
Yeah.
The chip track in me had to.
The basic idea there.
Come on, fucker! Come on! With your Ooga Booga mask?
Dude, just calm down.
Never.
But the basic idea would be that we do one-shot campaigns. We do pre-generated characters, and we simplify everything so that the DM is doing everything behind the screen, and the players just say what they want to do. They don't worry about roles and putting the right things in. They just worry about making sure that
I win.
they're playing their character.
I want a cookie.
You know what I mean?
You have to roll for a cookie. I want a cookie!
Stop. Why are you being so...
Incredibly difficult to be around.
Yes.
Doug, that's just me. You gave me soda. What did you expect?
I don't know.
A logical, decent human being.
You're never like this when you buy the soda.
Valid point. Alright, hey! Okay, that went by...
What's in the box?
Okay, that went by way faster.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, that one was good. That other level sucked.
The adventure continues.
Damn right it does.
Returning to Peacekeeper.
Oh, but... Okay.
2300.
I know for a fact we're not going to get to my favorite overworld. I'm real excited about it. Because there's an enemy in it that cracks my shit up every time I see it. I love it. God, I love his redesign. I love you. I love you, Spyro. You're my favorite dragon. Yes, you are.
You are my favorite.
You are my favorite. Yes, you are. I always sound like really, like, disturbing when I try to do a Norwegian accent. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I like it like that. It's just really upsetting. It's never pleasant. Let me see. Oh, goodness.
Entering Ice Cavern.
Which arguably would be a really cool name for an album.
Enter the ice cavern.
I'm telling you, like a cool like prog album. No,
A what?
prog, progressive prog, like concept albums and stuff.
Okay.
Like Rush.
I'm not a
Dream
music
Theater.
person.
Really?
No.
You don't have like a favorite musical genre?
I mean, not exactly these days. Like, again, for a while I listened to a lot of Christian country stuff.
Lame.
But even now, it's just kind of, well, both those kind of suck these days.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of great music out there, man.
Yeah.
Like, what was the last? Okay, let me make this real easy
Okay.
for you. What was the last good song you heard? And don't say Reignited.
Word of caution.
It's so
Wait
good.
until you grow big.
Arguably, that was the last great song you heard. But
Total eclipse of the
Total eclipse of the heart.
No.
Okay, because the way you talk about like politics and everything, I feel like that would be my thing.
Okay, you know, here's the last group of songs, I guess you could say, that I have felt an emotional connection with.
I just
And,
said good. You don't have to have an emotional connection.
The entire soundtrack of Hamilton.
I still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I've listened to the soundtrack on Google Music.
Really need to.
Yes, it is quite good. I introduced it to Dustin, and now he's just mainlining it directly into his ears nonstop.
Like, I adore musicals, so I would really get into that.
I think it's actually technically an opera.
Really?
That it's a quote hip opera.
Someone had to coin that. It's
Yeah.
disturbing. Because there's a lot of hip hop in it, correct?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And I don't usually connect with that, but at the same time, this was a bunch of early American politics, and come on, that's amazing.
That is you. That is 100%
Exactly.
you. Are you a big history buff too?
Not as big as I would like. I was never like connected in with history back way long ago, but I am a lot more into it now. Especially as I've learned that a lot of people don't know history.
Well, and that's the interesting thing, because a lot of people don't know history, or like things are becoming like more modern day things that we take for granted, like that started because of awful reasons, are now getting like movies or like books that are like tell-all. Like one of my favorite things would be like The Founder. Have you ever seen that?
No.
The Founder's a movie with who's the main guy in it? That's gonna fuck with me. Anyway, it's a whole movie about the founding of McDonald's and how it like came to be, and how it was this really tiny kind of mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
And then this.
Get the fucking dragon!
I will get the fucking dragon. I'm talking about a movie I really like. It's on Netflix too. So it's a good movie. The point is that one guy said, we need to franchise this shit. You guys are making this streamlined thing that could make a lot of money. And they were like, okay. And he kind of took over the entire business and screwed over the original guys big time. And they don't pull any punches. They show how much of a dick this guy is.
Oh,
how
so
he
pretty much social media, but with hamburgers.
Yeah, 100%. That's another. The Social Network is another great example.
There we are.
Yeah, where it's like this true telling of history. And the weird thing is, like, 100 years from now, when people are talking about this, they'll be like, oh, they got everything wrong. It was actually, like, it's bizarre to see that, because, like, at one point, like, A Birth of a Nation was considered, like, to be a historical document about the KKK, and we had a president that said, his direct quote was, like, it's, like, historical lightning, I believe, what the president at the time said. Like, once again, if anyone that doesn't know, Birth of a Nation is a 3-hour-long silent film about the start of the KKK. Just a delightful little flick.
Oh god, that sounds terrible.
It's awful. I watched all of it for a film class once. It was awful. It's offensive, it's disturbing, and I sat through every second of it. And, it's fascinating to see, like, from a perspective now, just to see where we've come from, like, artistically. Because, like, back then, there's so much blackface, so much,
Oh my
like...
God.
Yeah, that's the entire film. Like the entire thing is like saying these people are animals, they're not like real things, and it's disturbing.
Yeah.
But that's once again
Triathlon?
100. I don't know. I guess I've been getting random achievements this entire time. But the point is that like the point I'm trying to get at is that we had a president that like was like, yep, that's good, 100%, and we never know how history's gonna play out, like what's right or what's wrong, and what's the good side of history. So it's always disturbing, and I like to see like where like the media takes history and like how they portray it. It's interesting to me. That's basically what I'm doing. Oh, God.
One of the most disturbing historical films that I've seen, or near historical, whatever.
Continue.
Oh God. Chin was this.
I have never seen it, but always meant to.
Oh Lord.
I heard it's like difficult to watch at points.
Oh God. It is.
Ragnar!
You've done well, Spyro.
I was kind of lucky to see it at a point in my life where I was thinking that emotions were bad. All of them. So I just kind of tried to cut myself off from any of them. That was not healthy.
So like,
But
it's like, all these people are dying in horrible ways. Ah, it's fine.
no, not necessarily that it's fine. Like I never had like a disconnect with the ethical, logical side of it. But if I were to watch it now, whereas I have become a lot more, huh?
No, I'm just wondering, like, these bats follow you, which is weird for these enemies. Because they're not technically enemies, all they are is just health. So they just kind of float around you, but I just didn't know if they hurt you or not. Anyways, continue.
But yeah, but if I were to try to watch it now, after having kind of become a lot more hooked in with my emotions and my emotional response, I don't honestly think I could get through it in one sitting. I think I would have to probably take it in at least 3 different sittings.
What do you mean, like, disconnected from your emotions? Was it like depression or something? Or was it
I
just like you didn't want to be like you? Like what? Explain that. Like elaborate.
like I'm not completely sure on it, but it pretty much was. It may have been a type of depression. I just don't know. Because that implies some sort of therapy.
Well, and that you even like for the longest time, I thought my depression was like just ADD. I'm not even joking. Like I kept telling my doctor, like, oh no, just keep upping the dosage on the Concerta or the Adderall, that'll work. And at one point, I was at such a high dosage that I remember this. I went to class one day. Oh, this was when I was back still in college. And I was just sitting there, and I looked at the walls, and they were vibrating. And I'm like, that can't be good. And I just stopped taking my meds because I was like, this clearly isn't helping, and there's another problem. And I eventually found out, oh, depression. Okay. Like sometimes you just need the right amount of medication or the right amount of like help, and eventually it helps.
Yeah.
Eventually it works. By the way, I'm off antidepressants right now, and I'm pretty happy with myself.
Nice.
I've been doing well, and I'm glad about that.
It's good.
It took me a long time, but I'm happy.
It's good that you finally got off your crutch. I'm kidding.
You fucking addict!
No, but no,
Oh, that's cool.
it may have been a type of depression that I was going through, but this was around the time that I was homeschooled and I didn't have a social outlet.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, just my parents were trying to get me into social outlets, but their suggestions were, there's a youth group at a church around here. You could do that, and I'm like, I don't want to be near those Jesus freaks. And now
When
here
did
I
that
am,
change?
working for a church.
Did you define yourself as an atheist at one point?
Yes.
I want to meet that dog. It's just, once again, it's like you can't look at me and think Jesus freak, but like I can't look at you and think like.
I've seen you as Jake the Jesus freak.
I keep forgetting that.
I remember like a mutual acquaintance of ours talking with you by your van at the time.
Oh, I love the bag!
And like noticing a decal on the back of the little Jesus fish
Oh my
thing.
god, I forgot I had that!
And
Holy shit.
them mentioning it, I forget exactly what, but I don't think it was a positive thing. And you're
I
just
can
like,
think of
"Yep."
several people that could be.
It was someone from our creative writing class.
It wasn't James, was it?
No, James was never part of our creative writing class.
He was in a creative writing class that was part of. Oh, you're talking about the one in college. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wasn't.
I really thought of high school because you said that. I didn't drive in high school. God, I am so into Spyro right now. My brain can't focus.
I wasn't in high school. We were in different high schools.
I know.
Although, actually, I'm not sure. Like, I don't want to say it on stream or anything, but I think we have on our college transcripts. I think my listed high school is 1 false, and 2, I think it's the same one as yours.
Seriously?
Yeah, there was a miscommunication or something. But yeah, no, my high school no longer exists.
Oh, it's one of those good ones. I see.
It was not a good school.
I can tell. Yes.
One, it was a private school. 2, it was primarily focused on people that could not attend traditional schools.
Really? So it was just
Either through age, like people trying to go back for their high school diploma, or for people with medical issues that precluded them from attending regularly an actual school.
Damn it! 2. I'm missing 2.
And I had none of those. It was just,
You were just kind of in that situation.
yeah, it's weird. But yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah. But, it was in the same city as, your high school, I think. Because I'm not even sure necessarily 100% what your school is.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't want to talk about it either.
But I would speculate it's the same one as what my college transcript says I transferred from.
Oh, you're fine.
Because our college is also special.
I mean, I went to 2 colleges actually, and one I actually completed, and the other one I did not. I was at
Yeah.
This one I don't care. I can talk about. We even mentioned like where we were, but I went to UMKC for a while.
Yeah.
And that did not go well. Because the first community college that we went to, that actually me and Dougie Poo here met at, that one was awesome, and I felt like a really good environment to like learn and kind of experience stuff in. And then I went to a badass university, and it kicked me in the face and never stopped.
Oh yeah.
And it was like night and day. And there were whole classes that I couldn't even comprehend, like, what they were even trying to explain basic concepts about. And
What were you studying there anyway?
I was just going for psychology. Like, I've always... Yeah, I thought, oh, this will be easy.
Oh,
no. You have to... Okay, for psychology, you have to get a master's degree, even to sort of, like, get...
Oh, yeah.
I already went here.
No, my brother that went off the deep end and is homeless.
We all have one of those. So...
He was studying psych as well at one point.
Actually,
And so now he's convinced that everyone else is crazy.
that's not a good mindset to be in. What? Why? No.
No, he was super disillusioned because
I mean,
eventually...
arguably, a lot of famous therapists are like that. I mean, like Freudian was like famously like saying like "you're an idiot" and like would argue with that. But continue.
Well, he got to the point where he was incredibly disillusioned with the entire process, because he had made science into a religion in his mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's disturbing.
well, not necessarily a religion, but it was a factual accuracy, or like that religions tend to claim.
No, fly up.
Way to go.
I hate this game. What do you mean?
Well, okay. So basically, he realized that they're just making shit up.
Like all of science?
Yes, and that is accurate. They're just guessing.
You're right. And, well, that's the beautiful thing about science, is that there is no absolute truth. You have to constantly go back and forth. You have to test theories. You have to, like, you're constantly...
And that,
it's
and that's,
constantly checking itself.
That's
I
a very
miss-
healthy aspect of... That's a very healthy aspect or view of science.
Yeah.
He didn't have that view. He had the view of this is...
I'm right!
This is
now I see how you're
absolute
comparing
truth.
now I see how you're comparing it to religion. That, like, with religion, it's just... This is what it is, and if you don't think that, go fuck yourself. Like, it's... Like, we believe this for hundreds of years. Don't question it. And that's...
Yeah.
That's all of them. Like...
And so he thought he was going to school and learning all of these truths. And so...
I'm gonna get this one first.
But he became disillusioned when he realized that no, these aren't truths. They are our best guesses, and we've gotten some evidence and experimented to kind of confirm them and everything. But there's no truth, really.
So he wanted, like, absolute. Like, he didn't want any kind of, well, maybe, I don't know, which... Science is all about that. Like, one of the most famous, like...
Seriously, if David... oops.
You can edit that.
Yeah. If he had focused instead on religion, he would have made a very great pastor in an evangelical church.
Possibly. Go up, kick it back.
And that is really weird to say, considering how he is.
You know, at one point I wanted to be a pastor.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I 100% thought about it. I don't like people that much, which every time I say that, my dad's like, how can you say that? I'm like, it's not that I hate every single person, it's just that it's difficult for me to be around people. But I like getting in front of people and, like, kind of talking and, like, explaining concepts. I'm very good at explaining stuff. I've always been like that.
Yeah, sure you are.
It's good. It's because I kind of translate everything into my own language in a way. Like, I love using, like, metaphors and like that kind of idea, and it just makes sense to me. Time's up! I'll give you a time up! And it just seemed like a logical explanation. And then when I kind of, like, fell out of religion and kind of realized, this isn't right, I was like, therapy! Not therapy, like, therapist, that makes sense, let's try doing that. And it worked. Like, a small part of me still thinks I could still kind of try to do the whole therapy thing, but, like, getting a master's degree is... Like, oh, wow. I don't know if it's something that I could do. Like, I want to say I could.
Oh, yeah.
And because, like, we're taught nowadays, like, you can do anything! Put your mind and heart to it and you can achieve anything!
Yeah, and it's just not realistic. And
not even kind of.
The expense that goes into it is ridiculous as well.
Oh, I know.
Like, no, I would love to teach computer science. That's what I was, wanting to do. But all sorts of stuff. And honestly, if I look at it realistically, I have a lot of issues in academic settings. And so I'm not sure if I would actually ever really, be able to do, like, a master's thesis or what dissertation
Thesis.
or
That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. That, like, one of the basic ideas of, like, becoming a doctor or, like, an actual scientist is, like, bringing up a thesis that challenges other concepts and, like, explaining it yourself.
Yeah.
So I was like, that is science. It's constantly updating itself and constantly making it better. So, really, once again, what you're...
I have procrastinated for 3 years in researching and looking for the comp sci teacher that I spent a lot of time with at Maple. He, to be a teacher there, you have to have at least a master's degree, and that means that he's had to publish a paper, or at least present one. So if it's published, I ought to get around to looking it up and seeing what he wrote, because it was an interesting intersection of things that I would be interested in.
An interesting intersection of things
Shut
you'd
up.
be interested in. Is that interesting, Doug?
Yes. I don't know the exact topic, but it's a intersection of computer sciences and digital media and videography.
We have a lot of friends that are interested in computer science.
Well, I mean, again, this is a computer science teacher. He was sponsoring the computer club at Maple Woods that I was leading.
I believe it. Oh, God. How many clubs? Like, you were involved with everything at that college.
Oh, yes.
What kind of things did you do there?
Club-wise or
Yeah.
class-wise?
Because I know for a while you were kind of into the improv thing, which explains this a little bit.
Yes. So, the clubs that I have attended regularly, I attended Writers Society, which was essentially a creative writing club.
This is hard!
You doing okay?
No! It's not easy! I've never been a fan of the speedways. They were very, very difficult.
There was the first club that I was part of there was actually a external club that kind of came into the school.
So you guys kind of made it up as you went?
What?
You said an external club that came into the school, so I said you guys kind of made it up as you went.
Not exactly. It's that it was like sponsored by an outside thing, entity, and so had funding and had an actual person on their staff come and it was a Bible study group.
Oh, okay. I think I remember that.
And so what got me into that was they were doing free hot dogs.
Oh boy!
And I'm like,
Free roast meat to put in my face!
I am a poor college student who is also fat and loves food. I will take this hot dog and I'll hang out with you because I've got some time until my next class.
Oh,
So,
boy.
what is it that you do? Oh, Bible studies? Sure, I'd like to do that. At the time, I wasn't exactly a church person.
Are you saying that you got into religion because of hot dogs, Doug?
Essentially, yes. I got into churches. I got into the church because of hot dogs.
It's all the hot dogs.
But
God, that's fucking disturbing.
so I started kind of hanging around there. I eventually heard about this computer club. I went to their first meeting where they were trying to figure out their kind of club structure and who would be officers, who's interested, do we even have members to really make this happen. And I became the club treasurer.
What, like, dealing with all the money?
Yeah, but that was at a time when we didn't realize that we didn't need a treasurer because the campus life and leadership coordinator dealt with all of that.
Noted. Okay. Right now, okay. Peacekeepers, Dark Canyon. I'm trying to remember if I did everything. I do this a lot. I do the exact same thing in Banjo-Kazooie. Damn it! I just keep playing levels until I get 100% with them, and sometimes you miss levels, so you kind of... I can't remember if I've gotten everything, so I need to quickly go back and kind of... Okay, I did Dry Canyon, I remember that.
Wow.
And I've done this so many times. There's one time in Banjo-Kazooie, actually, I've done this so many times. There's a level I don't really like, and I beat everything, like, get to the final area, and then I'm like, why am I missing so many Oh, I forgot that whole level, and I go back and 100% it then. Like, okay, that's the other thing. I love collectathons. Like, I love games, fuck you, Cannon Guy! I love games that all you do is run around and pick stuff up. I love them. They're so much fun. There's like there's just a simple idea to it, and it's kind of it kind of just relates to like the OCD side of me. It's just like, I want to do it, I want to complete stuff.
Like Can't believe how fast you found so much stolen treasure.
Well, you know, I like to steal stuff.
Magic
Okay,
crafters
magic
world,
crafters,
if you're
alright.
ready.
So this one's a little weird. It's not the weirdest one by far.
So you're going to a new overworld?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see, what are we doing on time? It is! Oh, wow. We've been at this for 3 hours.
Yeah,
Good gravy.
This particular video is an hour and 14 minutes.
I could play this game until I beat it. You're gonna have to tell me to stop. So...
God.
I intend...
Maybe a little bit longer, but yeah.
Okay. Now, this is actually a cool world. We can do a couple more worlds here.
But no,
I'll try to find one of my favorite ones. This one's full of, like, magicians and stuff.
Gotcha. But no, so yeah, for my stuff, the Bible group, then the computer club, and that's where I started learning about a lot of different clubs. I learned about the improv club, interestingly enough, like
really different.
2 years before I actually joined it. Those look like lemmings, and Oompa Loompas had a baby,
They look even weirder.
and it grew up.
I
as
got an
old
achievement
guy.
for doing that.
But no, I eventually got to be part of improv club. Then I was part of Writer Society.
Don't care.
So like,
Yeah.
and I also attended art club a couple times.
I miss drawing classes.
I hated them.
I actually really enjoy drawing. I'm kind of a art nut because I love weird stuff. So I like charging flame, charging flame, charging flame.
Well, it isn't so much that I hated them so much as I hated being around so many people that were so very clearly better than me.
That is really difficult. I was always the kid that like had to stay after class for hours to finish projects. Like it was impossible. And then like I would I would be like, I need another day, and there'd be like people that are like we've been done for like 8 years. What are you doing? I'm like, fuck you. You're always gonna have people that are better than you. That's just a fact in art.
One of my low-level art classes, which I actually took like late, so I'd taken a bunch of other
Damn you, wizard!
a lot of higher level art classes first. But art fundamentals, hilariously, one of the things was one of the assignments was to...
My friend just sent me... one of my friends is watching the stream. He just sent me a thing to it, yeah. So...
But no, one of the assignments was to do a transition thing of, like, find a piece of art online that you would be interested in trying to copy, just as a study.
So, like, kind of, like, make your own.
Make your own version of that, pretty much as close as you can get to that. So, pretty much photocopy it, but, you know, with pencil.
I like to trace, that's my favorite kind of drawing.
And so I asked, how complicated does it have to be?
I want to do the Jesus fish.
I mean, pretty much I was asking, can I just get some simple line art? And it's like, no, just get something like really, really tough. Challenge yourself. And I'm like, okay.
Like, what specifically was he looking for?
He was looking for pretty much find something that appeals to you, that you would be interested in trying to emulate and copy.
Were you having trouble finding something artistically that you could do?
No. I ended up getting a picture of a pencil photorealistic eye.
Oh, that's awesome!
And then I copied that pretty closely, although there's some differences, but mine is also a very convincing photorealistic eye. And so I did this, and he comes around, sees this, and he's like, why were you trying to find something easy? Because I didn't want to have to invest all the time in it. I just wanted to be done with the assignments. Because
do it. Oh, I hit the dragon.
and then we had to do
This portal
a
leads to
transition
special
thing
place
wherein
where
we,
you can learn to fly. I
we take that
remember when I-
Okay, we get it.
graphite drawing, and then we kind of separate it into more stylistic elements rather than photorealistic, and start adding contrary colors to them. And so I started doing a more geometric eye, and then in a third iteration, just completely abstract, but still using all the elements from there.
What is your preferred style of art, like, in terms of that? Like, like, cause me, everything is abstract and surreal. I love stuff to look as, like, disturbing as humanly possible.
I like, my preferred art form is essentially cartoons.
Oh, so cartoon.
Like, yeah, like that's why I went into. That's why I went into art in the first place. One, I'd gone into the wrong art program. I was going for graphic design. I should have been going for illustration.
Fuck.
But
Continue, please.
But back in 2008, I had a webcomic.
Didn't everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Suck it.
But so I was trying to learn how to be better at art so that I could be better at the webcomic, especially computer graphic arts. Because I did all my stuff on vector graphics. But yeah, but yeah, so generally a stylized form of realism, but at the same time not realistic.
Stylized photorealism, but same time not realistic.
Yeah,
Really good description there.
I know, right? If you're familiar with Real Life Comics by Greg Dean,
I'm not.
it's a webcomic. It's one of the older webcomics that's around. He actually recently got out of years-long hiatus.
I'm noticing that a lot. Like, a lot of these internet personalities, like, they say, like, okay, I'm done, and then, like, 5 years later, they immediately come back because they have nothing else.
Well-
Like, they either run out of money, they get a kid, and they're like, we need money, so...
Actually, he
Let's just bring it
stopped
back.
doing it because life got in the way. Because he has a day job and a kid, and
Exactly.
and he got back to doing it because he enjoys doing it and stuff. So yeah, but he recently got back to doing that. But a lot of my cartooning style is borrowed heavily off of how he draws. Yeah.
So what's his art style like?
It's largely
Oh. Is there something I couldn't...
it's pretty much think Dilbert, but in different shapes.
Interesting.
But
You're gonna have to bring up, like, a physical... Like, I'm gonna have to actually see his art style.
yeah, it's
I have a key. I don't know where it goes.
so I would say think mini chibi characters, but not with the manga overtones or manga overtones.
Everyone says manga. People say manga are fucking not Americans.
I'm sorry,
I will always say
I was on
manga and piss off every weeb in existence.
I was on a Skype call with someone
And you...
and I mentioned manga, and you know this person,
But I do.
and they said I'm gonna have to insist that you say
Thank you.
manga.
Papa Boy, would you like to go?
I can go to the Beastmakers right now.
What?
Okay, that's the thing with this game. You need a certain number of dragons to continue on with the game. Because I'm 100%ing it, it's just like, hey, you can go. You got this.
Come on, yeah, you're good.
I wonder if I can get to my hero world.
Um,
I'm going to Beastkeepers.
but yeah,
I'm going to Beastmakers. Fuck this world. Moving on up.
yeah, he started this in 1999.
Oh yeah, that looks familiar. It's pretty basic styling. The mouth and lips are that kind of like C with really simple idea.
Yeah.
Interesting. I need more chips.
But yeah, it's kind of chibi, large head, almost like a mini figurine type of thing.
Dilbert is a good comparison.
But it has that same type of line art, is the basic idea.
Almost like modern art, really. Which is a bizarre comparison, I know. Oh my god, this place looks so cool. Now, this is where the game really is like, what the fuck? This is a really bizarre world. It's like a giant bog. It's dark and bizarre, and I love it. Like, this dude, he just electrocutes the area and himself and doesn't give a fuck. And he's listening to the battle.
So, that same art assignment where I went from realistic to stylized to abstract went even further, by the way. What the hell is going on?
Every world has different style of dragons, so this one's kind of like swamp people dragons, and they're fucking hilarious.
But no, it went further actually, because all of a sudden I now had to make some sort of 3D thing that used a lot of the same elements.
Can I gush real quick for a second?
Go ahead.
The draw distance in the original game wasn't that good, so you couldn't actually see anything, so now I can see the entire bog, and I'm like, ah! It's so cool, I love it! This is like one of the weirdest worlds in the game, and I've always loved it for that reason. Okay, continue.
So, basically we were given a lot of aluminum sheet metal that we could shape and a rivet gun to rivet sheet metal pieces together. Basically, I at one point decided that I can wing welding and tried to weld a steel rod to a piece of aluminum sheet metal.
Wait, you were doing an art project and you thought that welding was a good idea?
Yeah.
Can you weld?
I thought I could wing welding. I know now that it is actually a specialized skill.
It's very difficult, yes. It's hot.
It's hot, and you have to really know what you're doing, and you have to really understand the properties of the different metals that you're trying to weld, and probably use some sort of flux to weld them together, instead of, let's see if I can get these hot enough to kind of melt together, which is what I was trying to do, and that's also how I ended up with a line across all of my fingers.
Jesus fuck, man.
Of welts. I got a C on that project. I think I should have at least gotten an extra grade for
bodily harm.
For literally suffering for my art.
Oh, we all suffer for our art. We all do.
God.
Some of us more internally, but you know, it happens.
I hated that so much.
I used to actually draw just based off how I was feeling. Like, like the more aggressive strokes, just how angry I was. I've done that so many times. Because the way I draw is I kind of just keep like attacking the paper and don't stop until it looks like a muddled mess. And I love that. I love sketchy work and kind of just bizarre layouts. And I've been, since I've been working on, oh, this is the level I was talking about. Okay, this is
treetops.
This is the most controversial level in the game. It's really hard, bizarre, and I love it. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Maybe we can call it after that.
That's fine. I'd be actually good with that. I was just hoping to get to this one. Goodness. This is... It kind of... You just use one mechanic for the entire level, and it's awesome! So, once again, most people don't like this one. I do. Like, even the layout, even, like, the basic concept of, It'll should show you if I'm doing it right. Yeah. Okay, this is a cutscene for the beginning of the level, which is very new. You don't get that in this one. Okay. And you see that guy that was at the very beginning that kind of woke those guys up?
Yeah.
He is going throughout all of these and waking them up slowly. Initially, initially they're just asleep. And you can actually follow him if you're fast enough and see him doing all this. I wasn't, because I'm trying to collect all these gems. And I love how they did this. They made him look really fucked up. And they just throw bananas at you.
Okay.
This level, this is Spyro. It's weird, abstract, and bizarre. That's one of the reasons why I love this game. And then the second and third one, we're like we're no more of this. No more of this weird shit. We're gonna be very specific on everything.
Cool.
You see. Now we get to the core of the game. The core of this level. Okay. He'll explain it a little bit.
Greetings, Spyro. For an amazing tour of the treetops, don't just stop at one supercharge.
Don't just stop at one supercharge. You will be charging and jumping and messing everything up. It's awesome. So, basically, we do this. Whee! No, 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 no. Oh, yeah. And the entire level is this. You just keep jumping from, like, kind of treetop to treetop.
Dude.
Love it. So I haven't gotten you yet. No. So we need to loop back around again. Screw you.
So pretty much the entirety of this game isn't necessarily finding your way through the level so much as it is finding the treasure.
Yeah, the entire game is just treasure.
Okay.
And just finding all the collectibles and going through all the secrets. You can get to the end of the level like that, like immediately if you really want to. It's not hard. Like I just got to the end of the level and I just started this level. The real challenge is finding everything in it. That's why like I think I get like that's why a lot of people like say this game's so fucking easy, but it can be really challenging when you don't have like not everything's laid out for you and you have to really kind of find everything.
Okay.
That's why I like it so much. Is it forces you to really think.
Forces you to really think about really easy stuff. I get you.
No, these games are easy. I'll admit that. Once again, I can get this game like it's fucking nothing if I'm really trying. Usually it takes me, I'll give it like 2 or 3 days usually, and I can plow through this entire game like it's nothing. Okay, let's try going over here. There's one major secret that I'm trying to get to. Is that this? I think this is the beginning of the level. Okay. Let's try going back here. But this is one of the weirdest fucking levels in the game. I love it. Love it so much. And that red guy. I think there's 2 of them, but they're the only colored thieves in this entire game. So I always thought that was really cool.
Dude, it's 2018.
Dude, they're colored different. They're not blue. They're not blue. I hate you.
We don't use that term.
We don't use the Isaac. Isaac.
Spyro, you jump at the end of a supercharge ramp.
He
looks like a
really
frog.
go far.
He
I'm
does.
all over it.
Your face. Okay. Oh, okay.
How old is Spyro in comparison to everyone else?
He's
Because
a little.
everyone else is huge, and you're like an 8-year-old.
You're a little kid, big time. The main draw is that like all these dragons are like ancient, like they've been around for like hundreds and hundreds of years, and you're just kind of starting out. I don't know the exact age they give Spyro. I would love to know that though. Okay, go back. Wait, did I? Good gravy. Yeah, it's going up.
It's going up.
The other song you like! Like, it still boggles my mind that you're not super into music.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just always think that everyone's super into it. And that, like, that there's like 100 different genres. Like, I can go from, like, I literally went from death metal to smooth jazz in like 1 hour while listening to music. I always go back and forth with it, because I can never decide. Like, I'm very indecisive with everything. And I usually kind of am in the middle with stuff.
Basically, the thing I look for in music is good storytelling.
Really?
Yeah.
So you couldn't sit down and like listen to an instrumental song?
I mean, there's a place for that as well, but typically no. That's good for like working music, but I typically don't listen to music when I work.
Nope.
Like I wouldn't be able to listen to most music if I were trying to get a paper done. And I hear apparently that other people do listen to music, including music with lyrics, when they are trying to do their homework or something, and it's just like, how?
Well, some people, it's a different frame of mind. Like, a lot of, like, if you're listening to, like, classical music or, like, just instrumental music, that can actually kind of concentrate your brain.
And instrumental music, I could imagine doing that, but at the same time,
I think I actually
because I'm so disconnected from music in most aspects, it's just like, no, I'm good.
Oh, God, it's bizarre to me. Like, I've been...
Especially since most of my workload these days is video editing and audio editing. Like, what do I do? Yes, I'm just gonna listen to this music.
Oh, I could. I used to, like, throw on music and edit for hours. I haven't done it in a while, though. I miss editing videos. This is hard!
Ready to go?
It is hard.
I don't need to know.
Oh, Doug. Now, you need to get over there, but you have to kind of like figure out where you're going. Constantly jumping off.
Yeah.
That's the end. So that didn't work. And on that note, I think I'm done. I'm exhausted.
You think you're done?
Yeah, this stuff is hard.
You haven't. But really, you're gonna let.
You really want me to try to beat this?
You're gonna let this level make you its bitch.
Fine.
I've told you the story of how I use that line on Dustin, right?
What did you say?
Okay, so there's this place in town that has this huge pork tenderloin sandwich, like huge, and to kind of illustrate just how huge it was, I had to put half of it away. Like, well, not half of it, but a quarter of it. I had to box it and take it home.
Okay. I'm supercharging, and I
eat a lot. This caused me an identity crisis because I was Douglas, devourer of the food.
Devourer of the food!
And I could not devour it all.
Okay, I don't think that's where I'm supposed to go.
Probably not.
It's so confusing.
So,
you always feel like it's a challenge.
a little bit, yeah. And I seriously failed, and so boxed part of it. Like, I gave that an honest try multiple times. Like, I sat down and just, and like, took another bite, and I'm like, and just kept going. It didn't help that I had gotten into a phase where I really liked horseradish.
That is a bad phase to get into, my friend.
And they had nice, fresh horseradish, which was very spicy.
I thought horseradish was just like always expired. I thought that's just kind of how it came. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, so it was quite hot as I was trying to eat it.
Nope. Hot horseradish. That did it for me.
I'm talking about like spicy hot.
Oh, I thought you meant just like temperature hot. I was like, that's like hot mayonnaise. It's just.
No, what? You don't even know what horseradish is?
Yes, nasty. I don't like.
Anyway,
I don't like horseradish.
Do you like the zesty sauce at Burger King?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never tried it.
Okay, I hate you.
Zesty sauce? There's an actual zesty sauce at Burger King?
Burger King, if you order a thing of chicken nuggets, they'll give you option of sauce, and they have a zesty sauce, which is essentially it's a horseradish based sauce. It's quite good.
Okay. Go over here. That doesn't work. Go over. Dude.
But yeah, but I took Dustin to this place like a year later, after I had
You know
recovered
what's like?
some of my dignity.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You know what's disturbing about all of this?
What?
I was excited to find this level. Like, I was happy. I am not happy anymore, Doug. The happiness has left me. It is long gone. There's
No.
only pain and suffering and the tail of your sandwich.
I took Dustin to try this place, and like he got this tenderloin, and he's going through it, and he's like starting to struggle, and I just kind of look at him and I say, Dustin, you have to continue. If you give up now, like I won't judge you, but at the same time, you'll always wonder, could you have? You'll always wonder, could you have finished that sandwich? And it'll haunt you day in and day out. Listen to me, I know what I'm talking about, for it haunts me each and every day.
Come on. Wait, was that good? Was that a good? That was a bad. That was a very bad. That was a Ah!
Oh,
I did a thing and it didn't work. Now I gotta screw it.
but yeah, Dustin continued after that, and then started saying, no, I can't do that. I just kind of get in real close, and I'm like, Dustin,
Are you gonna let that sandwich make you its bitch?
I feel violated.
and he's just like, what are you doing? Why are you like this? This is so out of character for you.
These are dark times. You will accept it. No! Suck my dick, Spyro!
Oh, please don't.
You're really disturbing for
Oh, God.
Anyway,
But yeah,
this is hard! No! No, 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 no!
so basically, that's where that phrase comes from.
You're gonna make
Comes
this
from
sandwich a
me.
bitch.
You're gonna let that sandwich make you its bitch.
Okay.
And he finished that sandwich, and he was not.
I can't imagine you would be. You know, that didn't work. It did not work. I thought it would, but it did not. I am very upset now. I'm gonna go home and cry eventually.
Oh,
There's gonna be lots of crying, wailing, and gnashing of teeth.
that is.
Come on. No, I jumped too. I jumped it again! Just need to smash this thing!
Oh, I see. Had to jump over that wall.
I collect 20 lives just so I can waste them all on this level.
Oh wait, there's a life count?
Oh yeah! I've just been so good that I haven't needed it.
Okay, so
What? What was that noise?
so I've mentioned Kirby's Star Allies.
Go on.
It has lives as well.
Okay.
It wasn't until the 4th world that I lost one. I have over 100 lives.
Like I said, with this game, it took me till the boss of the first world to get hit once.
The basic thing is you can collect stars, which are essentially just coins, but
What is life? But
yeah, like so every 100 stars that you collect, you get a life, and it just pours stars on you at every opportunity.
all over me. Oh yeah. Give me those stars.
So it's very hard.
Why? Why does God hate me?
And everything
Don't
is,
answer that. Now.
And everything is super easy because you can make up to 3 friends and have different powers and everything, and so like everything can be just going all chaotic.
Suck.
Nice.
At least got something out of it. I need to get on top of that thing.
So yeah, basically it's just really easy to collect a bunch of stars and just win at Kirby.
That's arguably all Kirby is. You just win. If you really want a delightful jaunt, try going through Kirby's Epic Yarn. That game is delightful. And people are like, oh, it's so easy. Try not losing any gems whatsoever. It will make you want to shoot yourself in the dick. Okay, there's no way I'm surviving this.
Doing okay then?
No! Doing very not okay! There's a method to this, and I've done it before, and I always forget how to do it. There's a secret area that's really hard to get to, and it's right there, and I don't know how to get over there. You can't glide to it.
So what happens if you lose all of your lives?
Game over. And you just get thrown back into the world. See, you can't glide to it. Because that would be easy. You have to charge to it because it's stuff. And there's a way to... I need a... Okay, I need to make a game plan. That's it. Game plan. That'll help. Right, Doug?
Sure.
Right, Doug? Say right.
Left. Wrong.
Anyway, you gotta make a game plan. So, okay, there's a way to launch yourself and get over there. Because there's a dragon over there, and one of those assholes that stole the thing. So I need... There's nothing.
What's that in the middle?
I think it's just decoration.
Is it really?
Fine, I'll just go over there.
Okay.
I haven't done that yet.
Come on.
I will.
Uh-huh.
Here.
Sure you will.
Not a word. A single word. I'm trying this again. I'm trying this again.
It's not that I'm
There.
mad.
There.
It's just that I'm disappointed.
It is so much worse, and you know it.
Thought you had skill.
I have all of the skills. It's just this level breaks men. This is... You don't... This level breaks people. This is one of the... What did I say? What did I say when we started? The most controversial level of Spyro is this level. It is so difficult. Okay, now you have to plan out where you're gonna go. So you can launch and launch over there. I think I already messed that up, so I'm gonna have to go this way. And restart everything. Can't go that way, so just go this way. Work, 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 work. Please work! Please work! Something went right! Something went right! Yay! Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go this way. Let's see what happens. No! No! That was bad! That was a bad! See, it just keeps cycling in on itself, and I don't know how to get back to the thing. It's hard! I don't like it anymore! Doug, why'd you tell me to play this level? Blaming you entirely for this.
Yes.
It's not your fault.
That's me.
It's what happened.
I know nothing about this game and corrected nothing.
And you
Hold on.
marched me up to this world.
Look exactly back.
I'm sorry?
Where are you trying to go?
There's a...
Is there a map at all?
No. There's no map. There's only pain and suffering and lies and deceit and more lies and...
I wonder if there's a, never mind. Let's
charge this one. No, it's just a maze of fuckery, and they kept it exactly like the original one. Only it's prettier, so it's a little nicer to look at. You just have to keep cycling over! See, before, I can just wallow in my own sadness and get over this. Now that it's recorded, it's way more sad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, okay.
And it's even more sad because you've talked about how you get through a playthrough of this each year.
Yep, I do.
So
This
you
is
have...
one of the hardest ones, and I always fuck up on this one, but I always eventually figure it out. Probably by looking it up online. But that's beside the point. Because it's a fucking puzzle. It's really hard. I keep messing it up. I don't know how to do it!
Have you... Are you able to, like, glide in the opposite direction from that wind draft?
No. They make it very clear that you're supposed to this whole thing is a puzzle. There's a way of doing everything in a very particular way, and if you do it wrong, it's like, no, death! It's hard. Hello. Oh, that's exactly where I was before. So, you're supposed to... Okay, you're supposed to charge, get on another supercharge, and from that, you just launch yourself over to wherever you're supposed to go. When you do it right, it's like fireworks go off in the distance, and it's amazing, but it's so hard to get to that moment. And I always forget how to do it. Ugh. But yes, I do play this game every year. Almost every year. What's this one? I play these games every year, basically. Let me rephrase this. I play a Spyro game every year. There, that's how you do it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Doug, your condescendingness is noted. And not helpful.
Oh, I think it's very helpful.
I have to appreciate your sass right now. So.
I'm just saying that, like, maybe if I treat you like absolute
Absolute dog
garbage,
shit.
you
I
might
might get
learn to be better at the game that you play a lot.
That I am perfect at. So,
That you have bragged so much about your skills at so far. And yet, look at all of the evidence of you just sucking.
it's not that. Yeah, it's that bad. But it's. Yeah, it's that bad. But you need to. It's hard! Okay, the only clue you get is this guy.
Hi, Spyro.
Greetings, Spyro. For an amazing tour of the treetops, don't just stop at one supercharge.
So you gotta go on one supercharge, you gotta go another supercharge, and then you gotta launch yourself somewhere. I'm dying over here. And you gotta get over there.
And with your death,
You
the
can't
average
just-
skill at Spyro goes up.
And I'm crying. The thing is,
Are you doing okay?
no. Okay, the problem.
Did you, like,
I took a drink of water and went down the wrong pipe.
okay.
Anyway,
Did you drink pepper spray?
I feels like it. Okay. The thing is, the sad thing is, if this wasn't here, I could easily glide over there. Like, no problem. But the game hates me. So I have to do this. Jump over this way. Go this way. Jump there. Go this way. Jump over there. Go that way. Jump over here. Go up. And then keep going. And then don't stop. Don't stop.
Don't stop believing.
I think you gotta launch yourself over there, then you go on that one, and then I think it might launch you back over there. I think. I don't remember. It's just you keep going, and then you don't stop. And then you cry a little, and you hate yourself even more, and you cry a lot, and then try again, and then you try again and kill yourself. That's the important part. This is all recorded. This is all recorded.
This is all recorded.
Okay. I actually like that it keeps taking me back here. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. You just gotta keep going. It's easy. It's just,
Yeah.
it's so easy, dog. Okay. Do the thing, jump up, and then you go, and then you die. That was an important part.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
God. Jump up, you go over here, go over there, and then you charge, go over here. Okay.
I fucking hate you.
I love me. You know what the messed up thing is? I'm probably doing it wrong. Okay.
Nope. I have hit a wall. I'm out of energy.
You're out of energy.
Yeah, no. Like, you can keep going if you want, but I have...
Wait a minute.
Oh, God.
Well, for starters, when I run out of lives, I'm done. Like, that's just gonna happen. I'm not continuing. But I have one more. I think 0 counts, so I have like 2 more attempts. So, gonna go over here.
Okay. Come on. Okay.
No, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. Fuck. Okay. I have to go back over here. I gotta restart everything now.
Way to go.
Mm-hmm. That's the other thing. Like, falling off cliffs, yeah, that sucks. But, like, it's the fact that you have to restart everything when you mess up. Which is goddamn awful. It almost wishes... This is the only level I wish you could teleport in. You could just teleport between, dragons. That would actually be super helpful. Okay. You go up the thing, and oh my god. I just saw it.
Nice.
I did it! I did it! I saw it! I did the thing! I did the thing! I got the... he's even like, holy shit!
That was quite a ride, Spyro. You learned a lot since you were a young
I
climber.
learned so much!
Yeah, well, you could have found an
doing
easier
good?
spot to get stuck.
I learned so much at the start of this! I need blood. I need a human blood sacrifice.
I'm gonna be fine.
You... Die! I feel better.
Oh my lord.
I feel a lot better.
I am...
I accomplished something.
How many gyms are in this level?
Oh, I haven't even gotten halfway through the level. That was just the really hard part.
Oh my...
I was just focusing on that. No, here, I'll make you feel better. There, that was my last life.
Oh my god.
It's just, that is arguably the hardest dragon in the game. Oh, no, wait.
It's your accounts.
That was my last Wait, that was my last life.
Okay.
Or whatever.
We're done.
Oh, we get a sad Spyro. It's okay. I'm sad too, Spyro.
We're done.
I'm really sad.
Stay dapper.
Stay dapper.
It's Edward.
Oh god.